Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 6, Episode 14, Something New. This episode, it had its moments, but for the most part, this episode was about Andy, Danny, and Sabrina. Literally. So Zach and Fatima was at Heather's house. Heather's boyfriend tried to jump Zach, and Fatima, with her pregnant self, she was like, I got something for you. Pop, pop, pop. And they all was like scattering like roaches. Like, that's crazy. How it was one guy and then in the end it ended up being three guys. So once they was able to get off of him, Zach was calling. He got hurt. He got punched in the side hard. Was calling for his son Michael. And when Michael came out the door, he had a little guy like, what's up? What's up? What's up? I'm coming 10 toes behind my family. Like, what? If that ain't his son, I don't know what is. He was ready. Okay, therefore. But anyways, Fatima, she got on the phone and she was like, yeah, over here. Oh, his name is called Jay. What's the name? Jay Bones. And they just stood straight in the line. After she was like, let me see y'all wrist. And they look like, when a strict parent says get in formation, or you know how when you're in prison, they got to stand in the line. That's exactly how they look. And next thing you know, their phone started ringing. And he picked it up, and he just like, it was silence. So Fatima and Zach gathered up Michael, and they left out of that place. So they got downstairs, and Miss Nosy, that's a neighbor, she was like, was that gunshots? They was like, no. Next thing you know, you see Zach like scared for like still holding his son, like in the protective parent mode that you're supposed to. And he was like, Fatima, what was that? So next thing you know, you see all these dudes walking up, and he was like, yeah, he upstairs. Like, what? Fatima about that life. Like, don't play with her. She done gave y'all people on different occasions how she's crazy, and y'all trying to test her gangster, and she gonna show y'all. She might not gotta put her hands on you, but she gonna show you in other ways, forms, and fashions. And that right there, that was proof right there. So, Fatima gets Michael into the car, and Zach is like scared out of his mind. Like at this point, like, oh my God, what in the world what just happened? So they get in the car. Fatima sits in the back with Michael, and Zach drives. Next, moving right along, we have Andy, Danny, and Sabrina still at the daggone at Juniper, and they all of them end up having a spouse. We're gonna put it like that, and they're talking or whatever. So meanwhile, Andy and Jordan are at the table, and they was like, "Listen, let's play a game on them." Once she figured out where they was at, because she was looking for them, he was like, let's play a game. They would guess whispered, let's say this was our worst date ever. And just like that. They were like, all right, cool. So they ended up going over to where their table was, where the rest of the gang was. And it was, started saying out like this negative energy stuff. And then the girls was just like, they're about to go 10 toes behind Andy. Like, oh no, we got to go. We got to protect that girl. Like, this is not what it is. And stuff like that. But eventually, them two got the rest of them sucked in, and it was just like, oh, so y'all were doing that. So then they didn't want the night to end. And they were talking about, let's take the bus home. And you could tell Andy is so high sedity and bougie, like, the bus. Like, that is so beneath me. Like, I do not do nothing but drive, and that's it. Drive an Uber. I don't do that commoner stuff as in walk and take the bus. Eventually, they convinced all of them to get on the bus, but she was still apprehensive about the whole situation. So they end up leaving and going for a walk or whatever. So they go walk, and they end up seeing this lady with roses outside. So they stop them, and then they all three of them go pick up their rose and give it to their ladies. And it's just like, that was cute. That was like a good dating experience for that to be a first date for all three of them. Like, I know they've been on dates, but that right there was actually a nice sight to see, honestly. So they start walking down the road, and then they walk into the bus. So they just get on the bus, and, you know, they start talking to their guy, whatever. Meanwhile, Zach is driving. He's still talking like, Fatima, what was that back there? What was that back there? He was like, shh, Michael's sleeping. Like, relax. He's like, all right, I'm going to pull over, and then we're going to talk about it. So he pulls over, then she ends up getting in the car, getting in the front seat and whatever. And she just starts talking to him about it. And then next thing you know, he was like, yeah, I'm going to talk to her. Must be talking about Heather, because how her boyfriend and his goons tried to get at Zach. So he got to put some pressure on him. Like, listen, I'm going 10 toes behind mine. He's my baby and all that. So I'm going to make sure he's safe and out of harm's way. Like, that right there is a true definition of a parent. You're not going to just let your child be all willy-nilly and then get mad when help is being made. Like, what does that do? All it's going to do is hinder you because your child is taken care of, and you mad that you want the help, but you don't want to ask for the help. That's what the issue is. So anyways, that was that. Hayden's at home. Gary goes to see him. Hayden forgot that he was coming over. He's still pressed about Tamara. And Gary goes there to get some documents, I guess, about the whole firm or whatever. And Gary was like, "Is everything was good?" And Hayden was like, "Yeah, everything is good and fine." So he was like, "You got the documents, so you get ready to leave." So mind you, Gary, before he even leaves, he's standing like a few inches away from Hayden. Yeah. So I know I'm about to dive back in though. So while they're there, Hayden talks about how pathetic both of them are because he's still crying over Tamara, and that's how Gary used to be with Andy and stuff like that. So he was talking about how he didn't want Gary's keep trying to pressure him to like get the divorce or whatever, and he was like, "You see how that went with me and Jasmine?" And then Hayden was like, "Yeah, you're right. We are both pathetic." And then Hayden was also trying to tell Gary about Andy in the dating site and that she got some potential prospects that he should be worried about. He's like, "I'm not worried about them." I know deep down he's worried about them and what she really got going on, because she literally told him how he feel, and he's been salty ever since. Like, he might got a mandingo and stuff like that going on, but that's all it was. Don't get it twisted. Tell you never cared for me like I cared for you. And right now this is shows, and I'm about to, do me and show you how that really feels. And he don't like it at all. So after Hayden and Gary are talking, whatever, he goes to leave Gary. And he ends up calling Hayden's phone, acting like Tamara. And Hayden was like, "Tamara, baby, that's you?" And hold on. Oh, sorry about that. So Gary goes to go and calls Hayden, and Hayden goes, "Tamara, baby, is that you? Hey, how you doing?" And then Gary stops, and he just looks around at Hayden like, and Hayden goes, "Oh man, you played too much." He was like, "So you don't got my number saved? Why would he? He don't even like talk to you like that. He probably don't even like it. He just using you to get what he wants. That's just what it is, Gary." But you don't know that though. But you know what's funny? How is Hayden knows all this stuff, right? About Andy, Fatima, Zach, and all this stuff. But he don't realize that he's being played and he's been duped. He's been hoodwinked by this girl who just basically married you, and she disappearing for a certain amount of time so that way they can't get divorced. Oh, maybe that was all part of her scheme to marry him. And like she said, take him for everything she's got. So if they don't get divorced, she get that money. Great job, Tamara. But at the same time, you make Hayden looks so sad and pitiful. He might start messing with Zach and Fatima again. So you might need to reappear so he can, stay away. Okay. So anyways, back to Andy and the three amigos. Whatever. They're now on the bus and they each telling their life stories to them. And it was going good or whatever. So they ended up getting to like the last stop on the bus and they had to get off. So the boys wanted to take them out further. And they was like, nah, it's already late enough. So we just going to get a car and go ride share. Next, the Uber said 3 minutes. Like, Andy was waiting to get off that bus. You could tell she was terrified and traumatized at the same time. But anyways, the girls got into their car and the men was still left there standing looking like hopefully they could go on the next date tomorrow. So yeah, that was that. Eventually, Karen's at home. Pam calls to check up on Karen to see how she's doing. Karen's talking about she's okay and that she wants to go to the store. Pam was like, it's late. She was like, unless you want to go from it. She was like, it's dark outside. I feel you, Pam. Like, listen, I don't want you going outside late, but I'm not going to go for you. So you better just suck it up and stay in the house. And she was like, Karen was like, it's 11 o'clock. It ain't that late. So eventually them two get off the phone and I guess Karen makes it to the market. Next thing you know, you see Fatima and Zach holding the baby and they're going to get some stuff out the car. It always just happens they collide right in that same aisle. Like, y'all remember when Danny and them and they collided in that same aisle? I think that's the same aisle. Like, the same aisle. So anyways, you see Karen look at Fatima like she gave her like the ultimate longest stare. And it's just like, for what? Why are you so nasty and bitter? Like, you got what you wanted, a baby, right? Why are you still not happy? Like, not everybody needs to be down with your company. Because right now, you're just getting all that miserable energy. And I'm not feeling that at all. Like, Karen, you really being a Karen. Ugh, in every shape, form, or fashion. And it's sad because you're black. Oh my God. So anyways, yeah, that was the end of this episode. It really wasn't too much excitingness for me, but it was something new because now Andy and the girls got somebody else to focus on. And you know what's crazy? We found funny how Tony was like, after when they left, he was like, oh, make sure you tell Preston I said hi. How you going on a date with her, but then you still worry about the next man? Like, what? Okay. So yeah, next week's episode about to be lit. Supposedly Andy and Fatima, they're looking both bomb in their pink and green outfits. She gets some flowers, whatever. And Fatima was like, I guess the date went well. It sure did. Sabrina shows up to Marie's house and tells him, like, yeah, I guess I was right about him. And then she was trying to tell him how he's supposed to get both their bail revoked. But you know what? I don't understand. How do Baya want to get her bail revoked when he didn't pay hers? Robin and Andy paid hers. So if anything, it's just Maurice. But little does she know that they both about to get off scot-free because of that prosecutor. He wasn't believing anything that Logan said. So, oh, dang. So now, he's basically going to get his money back. Because now that they got off, they're going to let the charges drop. So, all that money is going to be rescinded back to them. I hope so because, yeah. Once he get his money back, sayonara. Yes, next week's episode. And then Karen's still trying to find a way to pick a fight with Fatima. Like, you had your man, you didn't treat him right. Now you're supposedly pregnant. That's what you wanted to be wanted in the first place. You got that. You still not happy. Like, make it make sense, sis. He done moved on, got a family. Like, let bygones be bygones and let this man be. And take care of his woman and his children. But whatever. That's next week's episode in a nutshell. Can't wait. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.